What is going on, everyone? My name is Dan. I'm about to be reacting to Tommy Vext, the Lone Wolf, in his song Trust the Science featuring Topher. So I know Tommy Vext used to be the lead singer of Bad Wolves, and he also went and I think covered for the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch, Ivan Moody, when he got sick, or no, he entered rehab at one point, and he covered them on tour, I believe. So that's where I first heard of him. I guess since then there's been a whole lot of whatever is going on, and he is no longer a part of Bad Wolves and doing his own thing. I guess the Lone Wolf. Yeah, and Topher, don't really know much about him. I've seen him on social media. I think he's like a conservative rapper, but I've never heard any of his stuff, so this will be interesting to check out. Trust the Science. I'm guessing this is going to be a political video just from the title of it, so we're gonna check it out, see what's going on. Alright, let's go. Wolf. I almost forgot right off the bat. I forgot how hardcore like Bad Wolves was, and that's probably a similar direction that he's gonna go. But this is even harder, I think, than what I've heard of from Bad Wolves, even just from the get-go. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they transition Topher into this, because he's like a rapper, and I don't know how rap's gonna fit into this, but we'll see what they do.
Tell me this, how much will it take? Vaccine lottery, all you needed to break. Tragic, we all got choices to make, but I seen more fight from Logan and Jay. Corporations are more than willing to pay for you to take the jab, do whatever they say. Continue making trillions while citizens stay at home, compliant, afraid. Just trust the science and be compliant.
They actually, that fit in pretty well. I feel like it had a little bit of like a Linkin Park feel to like the mixture between the rap and the rock. I like that. Fucking Tommy Vext is absolutely nuts too. His verse coming in here is hard as all hell. Now, I want to know, because I think I know this guy. So the one guy who's playing guitar or bass or something, in the long hair, like blonde, long-haired dude, is that like, I forget, I don't know his actual name, but I know him as the name The Creek Man, I think. I follow him on Instagram, and I thought he was like a bodybuilder or some shit like that. I don't know. I didn't really pay too much attention to him, but like he popped up as like a suggested, and I followed him because like he does some cool stuff every once in a while. I didn't realize that he was associated with Tommy Vext, or like in the band. That's kind of cool.
For you to understand and be fully awake and see that your liberties are what's really at stake. After emails leak proving Fauci is fake. 800,000 to the Wuhan labs. Another 4 mil went to studying facts. Doc said it himself, ain't no point in the math, but I'm at top facts when I ask. Just trust the science and be compliant. There's no defiance. You will be silent. So when you do everything you're told.
Alright, listen, regardless of the topic of this, because I know this probably is going to like trigger a bunch of people, and like they don't like all the like conservative talking points in this song, but regardless of all that, this song absolutely slaps. It is heavy. They have the rap mixed in with the rock slash metal like almost perfectly. Like Tommy Vext is really good at singing and he can do his screaming really well. The music is absolutely like beautiful and intense at the same time. Mm. Little breakdown here. Ooh, I like this little whispering moment, like a real subtle, brought down the music, giving you a little bit of like a whisper rap singing style. Like, that's kind of cool. And then explodes. Oh, just cuts out abruptly there. Oh my god, that was intense. That's Tommy Vext as the Lone Wolf, Trust the Science featuring Topher. Yeah, that was actually really good. I don't know what I was expecting from it, but it surpassed my expectations, that's for sure. Uh, like besides any of the messaging, that's an incredible song. I'll probably actually add that to my playlist. As for like the whole messaging behind it, you know, I agree kind of with the messaging of it. They didn't go too into depth about any like the conspiracy theory things. It's just like they were talking about like the lockdowns and the whole COVID situation and the vaccines, and it's like, yeah, I get it. You know, talking about the pharmaceutical companies. How, like it's so weird how the pharmaceutical companies were like the enemy of the people for like decades, and then all of a sudden this happens, and then and then like people all of a sudden come out and like, yeah, you'll be wearing like a Pfizer shirt, like trying to act like you support this, like there's some like God-given company or something. Like get out of here with that. Like no one is buying it. It's so dumb. Like you don't have to be a left or right person to just be a reasonable minded individual. Like, is it so hard to believe that you think that the government and these major pharmaceutical companies aren't like are working together to make money? Like how when does that suddenly become like a conspiracy theory? It's kind of obvious, to be honest. It's like, yeah, there's this whole push to where people were like anti or like against the vaccine, and but I mean, there's several good reasonings behind it. Um, I mean, there's no super strong evidence that it's like detrimental to you, but there's also a good reason to at least be skeptical. At the very least, why is it wrong to be skeptical? Because something that was pushed through past like the regulations out of nowhere on an emergency like ground base. Like I get the circumstance, but like the fact that you're not even allowed to be skeptical and that's like you're like evil for like being like, well, what if? Or like, well, why is this and that? Like, you can't point out things without being deemed evil. It's so bizarre to me because before this, it's like you were like a hero if like you came out and talked out against the pharmaceutical companies, and now all of a sudden it's like they are off limits. It's just I feel anything is skeptical. Like just my own reason for being skeptical of anything would be that, and especially in this situation, that it is being one, you're basically being told you have to do it, which is kind of strange. Two is the person who's giving it to you or creating it is not liable at all if anything goes wrong, because like the emergency powers that were invoked to try and help people. It's like, all right, it might even make sense if you could at least hold these people accountable for pushing something that is bad. So let's say, I mean, because it could be fine, you know, long term. What if it works out and it was good? All right, fine. But also, there's the possibility that there is something wrong with it. It's like, what do you do then? Because of the way it was set up, you can't even get reimbursed for any damage that happens to you. You can't do anything about it. It's just they're like, you have to take this, and that's it. You know, and these companies have been held up on over like a ton of times for putting out products that actually severely hurt people, and they've had to pay a lot of money in fines. But this time, on this mass scale, there's absolutely no protection for the people who are taking it, in just even the sheer chance that it does have sort of some detrimental effect in the long term. I don't see why it's so unreasonable to even think that, especially when it's happened multiple times in the past from the exact companies creating these things. It's like, I don't know. But like I'm not against the vaccines. Like certain people I feel like should take it if you're at risk, cuz when the risk of something negative from the vaccine happening to the risk of something negative happening to you getting sick, you got to do like a balancing act, and that should be your decision on what you want to do. And that's I feel like what reasonable people should be able to talk about. But it's yeah. I completely see why all of this has become such a big issue and become such talking points and has turned into like music, and it's such a crazy phenomenon now. But the world is an interesting place now. I'm just going to leave you with that. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what the future holds at this point, but I don't know. I'm still just trying to live my life, man. Yeah, they got their message. If you don't agree with it, whatever. Still a good song. You can't say it's not a good song. And like, I don't know. There's issues with Tommy Vext apparently personally. Like, I guess whatever he's been doing. I don't know. I don't follow him close enough. I know that Ivan Moody doesn't really get along with him too well anymore. Um, it's just it happens when you take hard lined opinions. You know, you're gonna create friends and you're gonna create enemies. It's when you play the middle. You know, you're a little softer on both sides, but it is what it is. If you want to take that opportunity, you got to understand the repercussions that come with it. It's just what's gonna happen. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna dive in too much about it, but if you want to fill me in on all the shit going on, feel free, because I don't know too much about Tommy Vex and this whole everything that's been going on. I know he's become a much bigger name because of all of this, but I know he also gets a lot more hate now. But yeah, let me know what you think of this song, what you think of what's going on in the world. Drop that down in the comments. Make sure you leave suggestions for other stuff I should check out, either by Tommy Vex, maybe even Topher. Maybe I think I want to go check out some of his own stuff. He did pretty good in this song, so I'd be interested to see what he's all about. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, because that would help me out a lot. I'm almost up to 500 subscribers, and it may not seem like a lot to some people, but that is absolutely insane to me that almost 500 people want to hear what I have to say about music, right? Who the hell am I? But it's all just fun. I love talking to you guys. I love finding new music. I love learning new things. It's very enjoyable, but thanks for hanging out and watching this with me and just, you know, chilling, getting to listen to some cool music. But I will catch you around. You guys fucking rock on.